Welcome once again to Lehto's Law. Here's Steve Lehto.
It's no secret I'm of Finnish descent. My last name, Lehto, Lehto, is a Finnish name. I mispronounce it, but that's a Finnish name. There's also a Finnish flag back here and some Finnish words behind me. So a lot of people know that I've got this connection to Finland. So several people sent me a story, said, Steve, you see a story out of Finland about the guy with a Tesla. And if you simply Google the two words, Tesla, Finland, you'll get this story because it's making headlines everywhere. But Finns are an unusual people. I don't mean that in a bad way, just a different way. And so they speak a different language. It's Finnish, very, very difficult language to learn. But they also have some peculiarities. They, among other things, invented the sauna, which is the hot room you sit in and you sweat. And on the other hand, they enjoy social distancing to the point where they were doing it long before it was stylish. So in Finland, if there's two of you waiting at a bus stop, you stand about 6 to 10 feet apart. And you do not look at them. You don't make small talk. You don't say hello. You avoid eye contact, and you respect them by avoiding them. They respect you by avoiding you. That's just how it is. But it's a beautiful country. I've never been there, but my parents went many, many times. So this headline makes complete sense to Finns. It'll make sense also to some other people, but Finnish man passes on paying $22,000 to replace his Tesla's batteries. Blows up his car instead. Sounds about right. Tesla repair shop told the owner that replacing the battery is going to cost about $22,600. He's got a Model S, so he decided to stick 66 pounds of dynamite on the car and watch what happens. Jody Serrano wrote this version of the story, by the way, for Gizmodo. She says, there are times in life when you have to choose between paying a boatload of money or watching a very big explosion. Well, not really, but this Finnish guy sure did. He owns a 2013 Tesla Model S. Actually, he did own, because I don't think it exists anymore. Was told he had to fork over $22,600 to replace the battery. And for him, it wasn't worth it. So instead, he teamed up with a guy on YouTube who specializes in blowing up things. So he said his Model S ran excellent for the first 932 miles after he bought it, but then error codes started to appear. Error. He sent his car to a Tesla dealer's repair shop. They had it for about a month, and then they said, it's not much we can do for you, my friend, because the battery is shot. You have to replace the entire battery at a cost of more than $22,600. And by the way, that would assume that the repairs were allowed, because apparently they would have to contact Tesla and get permission to carry out the repair. So to put that in perspective, $22,600 would go a long way towards buying another used 2013 Model S in Finland, which appears to sell for about $42,000. So it's roughly half the value of the car replacement-wise. But our friend here decided that's not what he wants to do. So he decided, I told them I'm coming to pick up the Tesla. Now I'm going to explode the whole car away. And you have to understand that the Finnish language does not always translate directly to English. There's some major issues there. To carry out his master plan, he enlisted the help of a YouTuber who has a channel named Pamajatkat. Might be Pamajatkat, which roughly translates to bomb dudes, according to Google Translate. And Jody points out whether that's an accurate translation or not, it does seem appropriate considering that that's what he does. He makes things explode. Now, blowing up a car with dynamite may sound fun, but it's not easy. So this man and the people from the YouTube channel set up the operation in a quarry in a small rural town of southern Finland. They had to consider factors like the explosive's huge pressure wave and the direction the blast would go in order to ensure safety. And remember, they're just trying to destroy the car, not anything else. So in a fascinating video, which features a dummy of Tesla CEO Elon Musk that's dropped from a helicopter and ends with a very large explosion of the Model S, the YouTubers ask the man who owned the car, what is better, a working Tesla or exploding the car with 66 pounds of dynamite? To which the owner of the car said, well, sort of both. Maybe more explosion. So he says it's a close call. But, he's leaning towards the explosion. That's a big chunk of money, but the car is repairable, which implies that it has some value. Some value. The question is, what value does it have? If you couldn't get the battery replaced, then it becomes like a parts car, right? What's a parts car worth like this? And then, who knows? So, but I understand that frustration. And I'm going to tell you, I put a video up a while back. I'm not sure if it's still up or not. If it is, I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if it's not up, I might put it back up because I thought it was funny at the time. But I had a Fitbit, one of those watches that you wear that tracks your athletic activities. And so it came in handy, and it was actually a pretty cool thing. And I had it for a while. And I'd used different athletic workout type watches before. But the problem I've always had with them is the technology is really cool, but the build quality is usually very poor. So I had a big Garmin watch at one point in time. It's kind of clunky looking, but it's pretty cool. It actually had a map, it had like a screen on it to show a map and all kinds of cool stuff. And that went kaplooey on me. So somebody goes, you got to get a Fitbit. A Fitbit does all that, but because it syncs to your phone, it's best of all worlds. So I got this Fitbit. I was using it for a little while, and just outside of warranty, somehow they know, it starts getting these wacky lines and stuff on the screen and starts malfunctioning. And so I go online and I type in, Fitbit malfunction, I describe it, and up pops a million sites that say, oh, they do that. They can't be fixed. That's a fatal problem with that Fitbit. And so the Fitbit is now worthless. So I had recently gotten some video cameras and a tripod, and I thought, oh, this is kind of funny. Out in my side yard, I had a big rock with a big flat surface on it. And so I went out, set the camera on a tripod, and I explained how I'm going to repair my Fitbit. And I tap danced around the language such that I'm going to make it stop doing what it's doing, because what it's doing is annoying me. So it's doing this weird thing, and I showed it on camera. Here's what it's doing, and I'm going to make it stop doing that. And I'm going to show you, by the way, if you've got one too, it's doing it. Here's how you make it stop. I put the Fitbit on the rock, and I went with another rock, wham, and smashed it. Not sure if it was a rock or a brick or possibly a hammer. It's been a few years. I'll dig the film out. We'll check the highlights. But it made me feel better. And I never bought another Fitbit, by the way. So the question is, doing something like this, is this crazy? No, not at all. It's therapeutic. Trust me, it's therapeutic. The real question I have is, will this guy buy another Tesla? Or will he buy an electric car at all? Or will he simply just go back and buy, one of the older versions of cars until, such time as they resolve some of these issues with the battery costs and so on. But it's a great story. And like I said, this version from Gizmodo by Jody Serrano is very good, very well written. Finnish man passes on paying $22,000 to replace his Tesla's battery, blows up the car instead. So Ben, Glenn, George, and David all sent it. Thanks a lot. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Thank you for watching Leto's Law. You're so far past the line, you can't even see the line. The line is a dot to you.